I know you didn't hear me. Did you hear me? He hated his role. People, he had the highest position and he hated his role and his position. There are people, today. I'm 54 years old. And I've seen it all my life as I matured and grew and was in leadership positions. I've seen people with the same spirit as Satan. They were elevated here, may not have even earned it, but they were elevated and they still didn't like their role. Okay? I'm going to take it to a common place. Even in the church, there are people on ministries and probably would not have been on any ministries nowhere else, somewhere. But they've been given a chance to be in ministry somewhere. And do you not know they do not like the role they're in? They do not like the position. Okay, and I'm going to deal with that later on with this jealousy thing, part of the spiritual war. And so what Ezekiel is trying to show you and paint the picture is that here was a being specially created. And if you go back to Ezekiel and read Ezekiel 28, 12 through 19, you'll find that he was perfect in wisdom. I want you to hear these words. Beautiful beyond description. He was a musician, which means you see the word tabaret there, tabaret. And he was given or exalted, okay, to a position to protect the throne of God. Now, a lot of people, I heard this growing up, that the angels didn't have free will. Somewhere along the line, that grandma theology snuck in the church. And if you are a reader, a studier, and have any type of common sense, you would see that the angels did have free will. Okay? The Bible says that later on, Satan convinced them. I'm going to get to that. Convinced them. So how in the world he convinced them? Convinced them to leave if they didn't have free will. So the angels do have free will. And a matter of fact, God said iniquity was found in you. And the reason God said that to Lucifer at that time was because of the free will of his heart and his mind, what he had chosen. And if you go back to Isaiah, the 14th chapter, 12, verses 12, 13, and 14, verse 13 tells you the plan of Satan. Verse 13. Verse 13 tells you the plan. Okay? Tells you that he wanted, where it says, he said, I will ascend into heaven, which means my goal is to rise above you, God. Okay, I don't want this position. I don't want to protect the throne. I want to be on the throne. Okay, that's what it says. And I will exalt my throne once I take over yours, above the stars of God. Okay, and then read on. Okay, so Isaiah 14:12 tells us the plan of God, which started, the plan of Satan against God, which started with pride, okay? That was the iniquity, the pride. So here is a being who had arrogance. He had the gall. He had the temerity to want to ascend above his creator. This is why he later convinced other angelic hosts to follow him, which then led to his fall or expulsion from God's dwelling place in the third heaven. And ever since that day, okay, ever since that day, Satan has been committed. I want you to hear that word, committed. He has been committed, meaning there's no break. Every day you wake up, every day I wake up, there's a war. Every day. From the time we wake up to the time we lie down, he is committed. He is devoted to destroy the work of God. That means anything that he created, and that under that creation comes or includes you and I. You have to understand this. I wasted, I know, 3/4 of my life being influenced by Satan. Okay? Every time I think of it, it makes me sick to my stomach. That the training that was not sufficient enough in my life. Okay? I wasted 3/4 of my life. Okay, under this influence of him. Trying to destroy me, and the things that we do, we think is fun. But actually, in actuality, it's to destroy us. Okay? So the goal is to destroy the natural order of God. That's everything from marriage to relationship to the family. The goal is to destroy the natural order of God. What is order to God is disorder to Satan, and vice versa. So as we lay down the foundation for Satan right now, that will lead us into our next lesson, follow me. Come on and follow me as we continue to learn about our enemy, to understand the spiritual war that we are fighting. Okay? Come on and follow me.